One of my
Nobody's
clients
gonna
came
know.
in. She hasn't washed her hair in 8 months,
Nobody's
which
gonna know.
resulted
They're
in
gonna know.
mold.
Help me! Help me!
You know this was coming. I'm gonna talk about the mildew and your weft extensions.
I remember being in the salon, getting my hair cleared out. And this woman sat next to me. And she had the thickest, most beautiful hair you could possibly see. It was so beautiful. And as my stylist is clearing out my hair, her stylist parts her hair with a rat tail comb. And she opens it up. And it looked like sawdust was just falling from her freaking head. Now that wasn't bad. I know that's crazy, right? That's insane. That should be like, whoa. But I thought maybe she has, some serious case of dandruff. It was the smell that almost caused me to throw up. I am not talking about like, I almost, and I literally, I almost threw up. My stylist had to move me out the chair. Every single lady who was in a chair was like doing all of this because why? The gal hair was stink. Smelled like, I hope y'all ain't eating. If y'all eating, just pause this and go finish eating your food because I don't want y'all to say, oh my God, I lost my appetite. Just go pause. It smelled like someone vomited in her hair, closed it up, and then put like a hefty bag over it, and then sealed it for like a month and put it in the sun. And then someone just opened up the hefty bag. That's very descriptive because that's just how it smelled. And I could see my stylist like motioning to the lady, like, just get her to the bowl. How nasty are you? Oh, yes, I am judging you. I don't care. How nasty are you? Yes, you're coming to get your hair cleaned, but you let your hair get to that state where it was just so filthy. And by the way, she was sitting there with this little smirk on her face, like, smell that. It was so bad. Like, this hair stink.
Love me or hate me, God knows you made it when he let his eyes on me.
Why are you out here with dirty hair? That's my question. So I've been wanting to do this video for a long time, so here it is. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Rogan and this is ThisBahamianGyal. On my platform, I do social commentary and reaction videos. I encourage my audience to have private conversations in public. This is a private conversation we need to have in public. This is a private conversation that they're having in public that we need to talk more about in public. Dirty hair. This is a myth that dirty hair allows your hair to grow nasty. And I talked about this in a different video where I was talking about the estheticians who have to go down there and wax people. And you can watch that on this video here. You should at least try to clean yourself up a little bit before you go and sit in a salon chair. It would be like me just eating oatmeal and scrambled eggs and all the nasty stuff and then going to my dentist like, oh, I'm here to get a cleaning. You still brush your teeth. You still floss. You still try to pick your teeth so that it's clean so they can do the deep cleaning. And so between the sawdust falling, and I'm not going to call it dandruff because it was like sawdust, okay? Between that and that sour, nasty, pukey smell, I was just disgusted. So ladies, please, dirty hair is not going to grow your hair. Your hair is going to grow at the same half an inch to an inch. That's how fast hair grows, like a month, every half an inch to an inch a month. It ain't going to accelerate the growth if you have your hair dirty. All it's going to do is accelerate people running away from you, honestly. So let's get that out of your mind. Now, for the ladies out there who wear wigs and weaves, God bless you. No issue with your wigs and weaves. I've worn wigs and weaves on my channel before. I don't have no problem with no wigs and weaves. I have a problem with people who don't take care of their hair underneath that because they start to think that the wigs and the weaves are their hair. No, boo-boo. That's not your hair. And I have an issue, especially when you're neglecting your hair and you're neglecting the odors that are marinating up under that weave or underneath that lace front or underneath that sew-in or whatever, or your braids. Like, wash your hair. Let's take a look at this next video because I just was like, what is this?
You know this was coming. I'm gonna talk about the mildew and your weft extensions. You constantly hear me preach about how extensions are an investment, and no matter how good of a job I do, you have to take care of your hair at home. Now look at all this mildew all over her weft. If you're not doing the simple things, washing, brushing, and drying your hair, this is what's going to happen. Let's forget for a moment that her wefts are falling apart because she did not keep up with her maintenance. There was mold growing all over this weft, and these are the G wefts from Stardust. They are the finest and the most expensive wefts on the market. You're spending so much money on your extensions. Please protect your investment. Make sure to dry your tracks thoroughly where the weft is sitting. This is unhealthy and unsanitary for your scalp and hair.
As a 12-year natural hair girly, let me tell you why dirty hair grows is a horrible myth, and it's led us astray. It's conditioned us into this vicious, neglectful cycle. Hold up, let me tell you why. It's conditioned us to wash our hair less frequently, aka neglecting it, leaving us with loads of product buildup on the strands and the scalp, which is even worse, which then leads to dry hair, maybe even matted hair. And y'all know how dry hair is. The drier your hair is, the more prone you are to breakage. The more breakage you get, the shorter your hair gets. You're not retaining length, which then leads to our long dreaded wash days, because y'all know the drier your hair is, the harder it is to detangle, the longer your wash days are.
You know what grows hair? I mean, your hair is going to grow if you're healthy. If you're healthy, it's going to grow your hair. But you know what grows your hair? If you keep it well. If you maintain it, you wash it regularly. If you get your trims, you get your deep conditioner, your treatments, that's what's going to grow your hair. If you take care of it, neglecting it and seeing some growth at the root doesn't matter, because the ends are going to be so dry and nasty, they're going to have to trim them off anyway. And so you're right back where you started. No. And it's not just women who neglect their hair or decide that they don't want to wash it. I noticed this trend with the men doing it as well. And again, I told y'all I'm sensitive to smells. You know how many times, like, I remember twice I went out in DC and I didn't want to drive my car because parking is trash in DC. Caught an Uber or a Lyft. Male drivers. And all I could smell is their scalp and their hair. And I'm the only one in, like, they're the only one in the car before you get in the car. And it's like, why it smell like that? Because you've got men now saying, oh, I want to grow a fade. A high top fade, I want to grow whatever, and they're not washing their hair as much because they're buying into this myth that they don't have, like, the dirt will help it grow. Child, y'all hair ain't plants. You don't need good soil to grow your hair. You just need to take care of it. It is gross. Let's take a look at this next video, because this one right here. Let's listen to what this girl has to say. No, let me hold off on that one. Let's listen to what this girl has to say, because I thought that she was spot on about everything. I think she's the hairdresser giving like a voiceover as she's washing someone's hair. So let's just take a listen here, because she's right.
Can we not bring this mindset into 2023, please? Let's bring shampooing our scalp and our hair into the new year so that we avoid a list of awful things happening to our scalp and our hair. We are simplifying natural hair care over here, and we are going to be accomplishing wash days turning into wash hours every 7 to 10 days.
Well, she nailed it. I mean, she hit the nail on the head. But for me, any hairstylist that's like telling you, this should be the biggest red flag for you. Any hairstylist that is telling you that you don't need to wash your hair regularly, unless you have some serious condition that I don't know about. Anybody who is telling you don't need to wash your hair regularly, that should be the red flag for you to get up out of here. Because every salon that I've been to that's worth its salt has always stressed coming in for regular trims, coming in for your regular deep conditioning. One of the salons that I go to in Virginia is I love this salon. The owner will say, like, if a woman comes in and she has like traction alopecia, or her hair, the integrity of the hair is not great, like, she will say, and they want like more, they want color on their hair, or they want a weave installed or something like that. She'll say, I know that this is what you want, but you're not a candidate for that hairstyle. So let's talk about what we can do. I'm like, oh, I gotta steal that language. I love that. I mean, I'm a hairdresser, but damn, I love that. You're not a candidate for this. My point in stating this is that you do have some really good hairstylists out there who are very focused on the integrity of your hair, that they're not going to tell you some dumb advice where you have gone to no school, you don't know how to take care of hair, you don't know how to maintain anything, you're just telling people some crazy things, telling them to be unhygienic in order to maintain their hair length. I need my hair washed every week. And like I said to someone before, I'm not so focused on the hair looking great and then the hair is not. I mean, when I say the hair looking great, I mean the style. I'm not so focused on the style being so amazing, but the integrity of my hair is faltering. I'm not so interested in looking good and my hair smells stink. I know many of you watching this have sat next to a coworker whose hair was smelly. I've been in meetings before next to people who had the most beautiful weaves. Sour. I am not going to be showing up with no smelly hair. And if you're a sweater, not like a sweater that you wear, but like you sweat and you sweat in your hair, you especially need to take care to wash your hair more regularly. There are also people who believe that, come through dry shampoo. You don't need to always wet your hair and wash your hair. You having so much, it's product. So much product buildup on your hair. What do you think is going to happen eventually? You can't just not wash your hair. You have to hit that scalp with some water at some point. If not, you're just going to have a bunch of product buildup, especially in the natural hair community where you're using a lot of oils and butters and creams and, all these different things, these sprays. It just adds weight to the hair, makes it greasy, makes it nasty, and makes it attract dirt. It just makes it really, really nasty. I want the real hairdressers to weigh in. And I say real hairdressers because to me, I don't care if you get offended. If you're a hairdresser who's like, I tell my client don't wash their hair for a month or 2 or even 3 and their hair will be all right. No, I don't consider you a real hairdresser because did you go to school and did they teach you that? That ain't even good for your business. If you tell them don't wash their hair, they ain't coming to you, they ain't washing it on their own. It gives you even more work. That's why homegirl had all that sawdust coming out her hair and we had to deal with the frowns. So no, but for the real hairstylist, I want to hear some of, horror stories because I know y'all got some stories. And this probably is why so many like salons are like, oh, we don't clear out hair, which I think is insane. Like if I'm coming to you for a full service, I want my hair cleared out. But I think it's perfectly fine to say, if your hair is excessively dirty, we're not going to service you because yuck, who the hell putting their hands in that? So you taking that rat tail comb or whatever the little apparatus you're using and you clearing out, you like taking out the dandruff and all that stuff. You don't wear no gloves. So that stuff getting on your hand and getting in your nails and all that stuff too. It ain't just what your eyes see, And then are you sterilizing your equipment? I know this video took a left turn at Albuquerque. This is one of those things that I've been seeing on TikTok 1,000,001 times. Anyway, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at ThisBahamianGyal, on TikTok at ThisBahamianGyal TBG, and of course, my favorite place in the world. Yeah, even a little bit more than YouTube, my blog, ThisBahamianGyal.com. After seeing some of these videos, I won't wash my hair. Anyway, which one of you are brave enough to say down below that y'all ain't wash your hair in 3, 6, 9 months, a year? Drop your comments down below. I love you guys. I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Mwah.